I'm Cynthia Massey Parsons. I'm so glad to be sharing my secrets of painting with you today. For my website address and the materials I'm using in these lessons, please check the description below. Happy painting! We're going to have a wonderful time. Hi, I'm so glad you're going to paint a rose with me. Um, I have some rain coming in where I live, so I've cut this rose in full bloom. So we'll pretend like we're going to give a rose to somebody special, and we're going to get started by establishing a shape. I see somewhat of an oval. So on my paper, and I'm going to do this lightly because I don't want it to show up and overpower. I hope you can see just a little bit of that oval. And we're going to start building petals. Let's see, should we build from the outside or the inside? I'm going to build from the outside. So I'm looking at this petal, and I'm going to come along, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to overlap another one because this is my rose. So when you build your rose, you build it like you want it. I'm going to build another petal over here, coming out. Can you see what's happening? I'm going to let this petal come down and come over here. Then I'm going to do this next row. So we've got a little fellow that's peeking out here. And we have another petal peeking here. If we were painting this looking down into the middle of it, we would see something entirely different. Now we're going to have this petal come up and out. So if we want to make a little lip on it, this is our lip, and then it comes down. Don't get scared. This may look a little complicated, but just kind of go with the flow here. We're going to bring another one up and over. We're going to go squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. And I'm not really going by anything. We're going to squiggle in there and let that happen. We're going to come out here. We're going to do another petal. And at this point, we're just letting them drop down. See how that's working in there? And we're going to stick one more little fella out here just for fun. Now, that looks amazingly good for squiggles. Hope you like it. I can see, and I don't know whether you can see it from your end, from where you are, but there is one little green leaf here, and one little fellow that's sticking out over here, and then we have our stem come down. Down we go, and then our stem bends, so we're going to let that bend. We have, at this break right here, we have one little leaf that kind of does this way, and then this other guy comes out over here, moves around, comes back down. And I know that doesn't look like a beautiful leaf, but can you see that fella? Okay, so now we have the break here, and we're going to come up here and have this part of the stem work be right there. We're going to let this one go to here, and one of our leaves is going to go off. That'll be really exciting. Okay, so we're going to put one leaf in here. You'll be amazed, huh? I hope you'll be happily amazed at how this turns out. Watercolor painting is always a surprise to me. Sometimes they just have their mind made up to be a certain way. So you really have to have some mental flexibility when you're a watercolor painter, just to let it happen and put more paint on or respond. Oh, this is going to be great. That's going to go off over here, and this will go off over here. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this petal by petal. I'm going to wet this down. And I put a lot of water there, so I'm going to kind of blot that a little bit. I don't need it that saturated. And I'm going to come get my red. and paint this petal. And I'm not being very neat about that, so I can clean it up by just pushing that like that with, if this is called a thirsty brush, when you just have water on it and then push it back like that. And I'm going to let that have just a little bit more color right over here on the edge. I think that'd be exciting. We get excitement in crazy places. Now, I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to drop in a little color. I'm not being real careful about it. I just kind of want to pretend like I'm about 5 years old and have a good time doing what I'm doing. And I didn't do that very well. So, now, I'm going to clean that edge up a little bit. Just blot it. I have a very absorbent paper towel. And if I'm not careful, I'll redeposit what I just blotted right back on the paper. So we don't want to do that. I'm going to come into this one. Give it just a little color. Paint that one. I'm going to move away from that because if I do it right next to it, it's going to bleed. When you have water and pigment next to water and pigment, they bleed into each other. So sometimes you want to do that, but I don't want to do that right this second. That would not be a good thing. So I'm just filling this in, having fun. Yeah. Come back over here. Put a little color in here. You're going to be surprised how this will turn out. Like I said, I'm always surprised how they turn out. Just move right along here. Get some color in here so this will start to dry, and then we can do some really jazzy things to make this come to life. Just a little bit of color. Yippee! Okay, about through with this part. Okay, that's ended up looking like lips. All right, now, let me see. I'm going to clean up one more place right there. Okay, now we've done that. Oops, where did that come from? Clean up. All right, I'm going to put, this is a Viridian green. Viridian green is kind of a blue green. And so I'm going to come down this stem. I'm going to be a little bit more careful this time. Just slow down, Cynthia. Coming down here, filling that in. Where is this stuff coming from? See how easy it is to clean up mistakes in watercolor. And people say you can't do that, but you can. But it's nice if you keep your hand out of your paint. Okay, I'll try to do better. Coming down, coming down. Now we're rolling. I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to put the same color but a little bit lighter into this leaf area. And I'm just filling it in. And I'm going to turn this a little bit because I think I have a bad habit the last few minutes of putting my hand in my paint. So we'll just kind of scoot along that line. Come up there. Move over here. This is just like coloring book, but we'll transform it in a second. I promise. It will not look like a first grader's in a minute. Maybe. Four down and 2 to go. Oh, I hope y'all have as much fun painting as I do. Time just ceases when you get to pick up a paintbrush. One of those right brain, left brain things. You move out of the left brain and just into that creative part. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty boring in my book. So, but I'm still going to do these 2 little guys under here. Little color there, little color here. Oh, we're going to make this look so good in a minute. But we're not there yet. we're not making it look real great yet. Okay. I think I better go to the rose. I was going to put a little wild color in the leaves. I think we'll have fun in this other direction. I'm going to put some orange where the light is shining on these rose petals in the back. I'm going to really enliven them just on the edges with a little orange, and I'm painting over that red that is dry. See what's happening? Isn't that cool? It's kind of wild. Okay, we've enlivened that. There's one little dip down over here. And when you are looking at your own rose or copying this, you know, you can do your own interpretation. Won't hurt my feelings at all. That makes me really happy when people branch out and say, oh, Cynthia, I really didn't like what you did, and I did it better. And I'm thrilled. Make yourself happy. Ooh, this is coming. Bet there won't be two like this. All right, then we need a little hot spot right there. Need a little light shining over here. So this is coming to life over here. This is, as a child would say, this is getting a lot more funner. Okay, and I'm going to leave some white in there for the time being and maybe forever to show a little demarcation. Now I'm going to pick up some, well, I thought I was going to do brown, but this purple looks really fun. It's kind of a magenta purple, and I think that I'm going to drop that into right here where it would be darker down closer to the stem. Oh yeah, I like that. And then down in here in this little crevice, that little crevice, under here. I'm kind of changing my mind about that a little bit. Bringing that down. I bet you weren't expecting this. Me neither. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Okay, that's the shadow area under those petals that we just went squeegee. If we put just a little bit more down in here, that's kind of pretty. Who would have ever thought that magenta and orange would look so good? And I'm letting this bleed in here. If you let the water and the pigment do the work for you, you get a lot better result than trying to manipulate it yourself, because water just has its own thing. I'm going to drop a little bit of brown right here into some of these deep recesses, and hopefully, this is in a perfect world, hopefully that brown will offset these pretty colors and make them look even more beautiful. My mother was a watercolor painter, and one day she was painting in Atlanta with a wonderful teacher that she loved. And the lady came up to her, and my mother's name was Ophelia, and she said, Ophelia, you have painted every beautiful color. You have pretty pinks and pretty peaches, and it's not until you get those deader colors, like olive green or brown, Van Dyke brown, that the beauty of those pastel colors can really show through. So I'm hoping that I am taking the lesson that my mother shared with me that was taught to her by offsetting some of what some people might think of as prettier colors with the magenta and the orange by having this dark brown. Ooh, that's kind of fun. All right. Need a little something in there. He doesn't look right yet. Okay, guys, what do you think? I'm going to leave that alone. And now we're going to kind of razzle-dazzle this stem. I'm putting a yellow-green on top of it and kind of sliding down, making a mess. It's a definite mess. Phooey. Clean up. as they say, clean up on aisle 2 or something like that. Okay. And then we're going to drop over here and put a little life in that one. A little more life in this one. Up here. Round and about. Yep. This is getting more fun. We're going to beef that up a little bit with this lively lime. It's kind of a limey green. Has a lot of yellow in it. Yellow. That southern accent will get you every time. Now, this to me looks a little hard, so I'm going to blot it. And that will take care of that little rascal. Yep, like that better. Now I'm going to drop some of this in it. And I made a mess right over it in the same place I did the last time. Over here. And you can see it's bleeding out. This is a good lesson in cleanup. Watercolor painters can do anything. We really can. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's all fixable. Now, that is almost dry, but not quite. Oh, I'm dying to do something really naughty, but I can't do it quite yet. Let's see if we can put just a little bit of stem color in here. This is just a brown. And I'm going to come down here. This is going to be our little stem. We're going to let the veins go out over here. But we're bringing the brown from here outward to make it more balanced, I hope. Now we need to do this in the brown. Come along down here. Yep, that's good. Going to drop this. Okay, guys, I'm going to put a little brown right under here where it would be shadowed. I'm going to put a little bit under here, like in this. This is still a little boring, so I'm going to come in with some more green, a little bit more intense, and drop it in. Now that I have that brown stem work, this won't disturb it. So I'm just playing, and you're just going to play and have fun. And yours won't look exactly like this. You may say, thank goodness. But I'm having fun, so I hope you have as much fun with your outcome. Okay, because we've got kind of a space over here, so don't die. But I'm going to, let's see, how do I want this to do? Isn't that fun? Now practice this, and don't do it over a nice rug. But I think that's cool. Give me just a second, and we're going to put just a tad more right here. This is the red, because you don't know what you're going to get with this. I'm seriously not knowing what I'm going to get with this, but oh yeah. Okay. If nature doesn't put it where you want it, you just fix it. We need one right there, and right there. Okay, I've had fun. I hope you've enjoyed your red rose, and that we can do this again soon. Happy painting.